Hello and welcome back to Mzanzi. We're back. It is a time we've been trying. We've been trying to be here, but genzeka, things just don't allow. Now we're here. We continue this saga of Krejcir because we promised that we'll update you about this one. So, Jamanje, we are on it. We are still going to do it. I know it's at night. Probably you'll see this one when you wake up. If you are not up yet, we are okay with it. We just had to get it off because we already had done the preparations.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't
took a long time.
Yeah,
to
it
put
wouldn't.
It together.
It wouldn't be good for us to just leave it like that. So, Emily, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself, Mr. Anonymous. How are you?
We are trying. We are in a trying times, and we try. So that's what we do. So yeah, you had something that you needed to pass on.
I know I promised that the following day we were going to come live, you guys. I made the promise and I broke the promise. That is why I don't make promises. That's why. Because now I feel so bad. I had said that we're going to open the lines for you guys to call in and vent for a whole hour. If you still want that session, you must let us know over the weekend. I don't know how it's going to work out. But today we're going to also open the lines after we've told you about what's going on. And for those who are lucky enough to have caught the live, we're going to open them. But if not, it's still okay. We'll try next time. But for now, I wanted us to talk about Krejcir. I have been deep in the Krejcir rabbit hole. And I am finding out information that I feel like it's relevant to the current case of Senzo Meyiwa. There's a couple of interesting facts and information that I've found out. And it's amazing because Ramuhala, last time, we just found out that he was also on the Krejcir case. And now Bheki Lukele has come out and is changing his testimony that he gave at Radovan Krejcir's case. And he's saying, you know what, Ramuhala actually coached me. He's accusing him of that. He coached me and he offered me 3 million and said that if I implicate all of these accused and I say that they kidnapped me and Radovan Krejcir poured a kettle of hot water on me, I was tortured and all of that. Now he's saying all of that was made up. Shocking revelation that we found out on the last video.
It is.
And now I just decided to look a little bit deeper because the time when Radovan Krejcir's case was occurring, I was still busy with other affairs of life. I was a full-time student. I wasn't following court cases that much. The only one I followed was Oscar Pistorius' one. And the weird thing is that I followed it over the radio. So I was listening to the radio, the highlights and stuff every hour. And sometimes they will have a slot at around 6 in the afternoon where they just play the whole thing that happened in the court. Yeah, that's how I got updated with Oscar's case. But every other case that was high profile, I was not following it like that.
You're not privy.
No. So now that we look back, Mr. Anonymous, how? There's so much happening in this case. A lot happened in this case. Well, I'm going to start off with a description, Mr. Anonymous, of the case that was against Radovan Krejcir and the 6 accused that he got convicted with. First, it was Radovan Krejcir himself. Then there's a gentleman by the name Sboniso Mia. It is alleged that he was accused of being a Radovan Krejcir or one of his henchmen, in particular a hitman. That he would use.
All right.
And this man allegedly was also a taxi owner.
Oh.
And then there's Desai Lupondo. We've heard of Desai Lupondo before in the previous video. He's also being accused of being
let me get this straight. So they allege that this man was the one doing the hits.
Yes, for
not
Radovan
calling
Krejcir.
them.
Not calling them. Doing them for
physically.
Radovan Krejcir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Which is not normal though.
In the taxi
industry. You normally what we hear is that they send people, right?
The taxi owner sent people, yes.
That's what we hear. But here we are told that he was physically dead.
He did it
That's
himself.
another thing that I would find very alarming.
And then there's Desailu Pondo, who's alleged to have been the illegal substance mover for Radovan Krejcir, or one of his dealers. And there are former police officers, Samuel Saddam Maruping, Jan Mufukeng, and Jeff Ntorwani, who were arrested towards the end of 2013 for the abduction and torture of Bheki Lukele. The very same ones that Bheki Lukele is now saying that he had seen in the victim offender dialogue that happened in December. And he's saying that he felt guilty. His conscience spoke to him, and he wanted to come clean now, especially because he didn't receive the 3 million that he was promised. Now he wants to tell the truth, and he says no such kidnapping happened, according to him, in this new statement that he took under oath. Yes. So the case was that Krejcir wanted Lukele to give up his brother Udokta. Yes, we narrated the story, who stole like 25 kgs of the street illegal substance from Krejcir, which Doctor had agreed to help him move into Australia. And Doctor also worked for a shipping company in Johannesburg. So Krejcir ordered Lukele's abduction, or Bheki, that of course now we are told it didn't happen, which the 3 police officers were accused of facilitating, and that Krejcir himself poured boiling water over Lukele's head during a torture.
Was there any evidence of such though? Like physical evidence of this person?
I will dig and find out if there was.
Or it was just a word of mouth
of some sort who came and said.
And said, yeah, that was the case.
I will find out what happened with the boiling part, what evidence was presented regarding that. I feel like there's still another research that we have to do into finding out what the evidence was in totality. That's gonna require a lot of hours.
But do you see this case is? It seems as if, and I can unmarry it from the current census case. Like it seems as if it was based on what people say.
Radovan Krejcir, at some statement that he did, was saying that he was convicted based on circumstantial evidence.
It does feel like it's circumstantial evidence, because probably you would expect if I poured boiling water on you, okay,
there must be a physical exam.
There must be a physical exam.
That was done
yes,
to come to
yes,
that
yes,
determination.
yes, because
that
it's boiling
did
water.
Get a 3rd-degree burn.
Yes,
boiling water is a 3rd-degree burn. Right?
Yes.
So I don't know what happened with regards to that. I'm yet to find out, because wow, this is very interesting. Ngizoyithatha kancane kancane, because like I said, guys, I wasn't following this case like that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't either. And it's like it's new when you are presenting it. So it becomes.
Until we get to the bottom of the evidence.
So that we understand.
Remember, it's a trial. Just like Mr. Mnisi right now is saying he needed to go through 40,000 pages. We also have to do a similar type of work.
We have to traverse that.
First, you have to dig the court records if they are available or not. If not, kuzoba nzima kakhulu. But yeah, guys, we will look into the evidence that was presented. Yeah. So also there was the group that was prosecuted with the help of Peter Msimango. Who was enlisted by a friend to help Krejcir, Desailu Pondo, and Sboniso Mia find Dr. Bheki Lukele's brother in Natalspruit, an area that Msimango at the time claimed that he knows the area very well. So Krejcir was sentenced to 35 years in jail for his role in the crime, and his co-accused actually received 15-year sentences. That includes the police officers. the 3 police officers. Last time I know I said 2. That's because I had only read about the 2, but it's actually 3 police officers that are arrested for kidnapping, that according to the witness.
So how long has it been now for them?
They were convicted, was it 2015?
So they are about to even finish their...
It's almost 10 years now.
Whoa.
It's almost 10 years now. I think they were convicted in 2015. But you guys who are clued up, you must correct me. Like I said, I wasn't following this case. So his co-accused that were charged were Nandin Kosi, a former crime intelligence official who was charged alongside Krejcir, and others for conspiring to kill Klimba. Is it Klimba?
Yeah, it's Klimba.
Klimba. So Klimba was a colonel.
Okay.
And they called him Nkosana Killer Klimba, one of the higher ups in crime intelligence. In fact, he's also politically affiliated, according to what is available online.
Okay.
Regarding him. So they are saying that there was apparently an alleged hit on him that obviously didn't go through because he's still alive. That Krejcir had done. And it's the very same person that Krejcir is accusing that he's the one who was torturing him after he got arrested. Krejcir is saying his torturer directly was Colonel Nkosana Klimba. In his affidavits. I got this from his affidavits. For those who are asking. So now, he's also the same person that Radovan Krejcir accuses him of torturing him after his arrest. And also, this hit apparently was also put not only on Klimba, but also a forensic investigator by the name of Paul O'Sullivan. Then Samuel Saddam Maruping, Jan Mufokeng, and Jeff Ntorwani, those are the former police officers, the 3 of them who were charged for helping Krejcir abduct and assault Bheki Lukele, who has now, of course, come out to say that he was promised 3 million, to say that they kidnapped him and they did, and now they did not pay him the 3 million.
So now he's coming out to spill the beans.
Yes. So Krejcir opened a case against the investigating officers that were investigating his case in June of 2019. Around that time, IPID was also investigating claims that witnesses were paid and coached, that the 5 accused in the Radovan Krejcir case were tortured in custody. The media referred to it as the last-ditch attempt to get out of prison.
Yeah, that's the media. Yabona, the role the media plays in these things, it's amazing. It is amazing. No to say that we are probably not dealing with things, but how they decide to write, it's beyond me. And I'm saying this because by that heading, already you have taken a position.
Yes.
You are not writing a piece that is not going to be biased. Once you say that,
I don't know. But me, it's giving me those little the hairs on my skin are getting up, because I'm thinking, where would we be if we did not decide to cover Sinzomewa trial ourselves?
Exactly. It is scary where we would be. We have seen, actually, we have called many people out who are deciding to do whatever that they do when it comes to writing. We have called many people out in the mainstream media, the reporting side, where people report as if they were not there. They just decide to say whatever that. It's like it's a fixed situation. You are supposed to say this, you have to say that. And whether things are not turning out to be that, make sure you say that it sounds and it feels like that. So that's a problem
Which makes
we
me
have.
reluctant to cover Krejcir's case without the transcripts. I feel like I cannot rely on what was reported. I need the transcript.
You need something
to
like
be fair and to be objective, because if I use the articles, I'm just gonna think all these years I've been thinking that it is what it is. I mean, it means they had evidence against him. It means, to me, he was, like this journalist is saying, like I had come to the same conclusion.
Yeah, you make a conclusion.
Yes.
Obvious. That's what media was supposed to do. You see, what is currently happening is now totally different. That's why now, what is happening now, it is recorded. You know, for example, take the case of Senzo. We are more like a transcript of that case, because we are also listening, and then we come back and relay exactly what happened. So we are able, then we are later maybe we are able to poke what we feel that it's actually being twisted and what. So if you don't have that, and you listen to the media, the television, you watch, everything is just portrayed, this guy is in jail, in chain, it becomes that then.
Yeah, to us, majority of us, it was like, he's guilty. Throw away the key. To a majority of us, don't tell me.
Even today,
I'm
it's
not
still
the
taken.
only-
I'm still standing here, and I feel like that, as much as we are reporting on this.
Because it's been how many years of it is what it is. I mean, the judge said he's guilty, and it was done in court. It was a fair trial or whatever. But now that we look back, I'm kind of scared.
It's the feeling of a deja vu that we have when we look back and compare to what we have, what we're watching currently.
Most definitely.
It's the feeling. But to also know that there are people who are common, it's even worse then. It makes it even worse and scary to say, okay, well, we feel that this case has similarities as far as how it is prosecutorial. I'm sure, one, if we read the transcript, it will be prosecutorial led. If we go through the script, I'm sure. I was laughing, Emily. I was laughing today when I heard on the news several times the generals and whatnot talking about the Pablo case, Zanzu case. They are saying it is gonna be prosecutorial led. And I was talking to Emil on WhatsApp, but once they say it's prosecutorial led, the feeling is that, one, there is not gonna be a prosecution for the people that the society or the masses feel that they should be prosecuted, such as the owners of the Zanzibar and whatnot.
And is that
it does feel like
happening?
that. Yes, it does feel. So they are going to take the people that were probably there as bodyguards and taking instruction, witnesses, and we even talked about it in a sense that Pablo is first. I just heard today that them saying that no, as a witness we protect and what. Initially, the very same person, I think it's the certain woman that speaks for
Atlenda Mate.
Yes, was saying those people must come and send themselves in.
Yes, he must hand himself in.
You know, and then we said no, but now it seems as if they want to protect him.
How can't they? Why didn't they see that from the beginning? That is my question. Like, what is going on with SAPS?
So once we're not saying that cases like that, they don't come out there. But for me, once I hear prosecutor led, obvious there's that feeling that, okay, there's not going to be enough evidence to go on under to prosecute the owners. So the prosecution is going to say, no, leave these ones, we'll deal with them later. Let us take these ones first in jail. Piecemeal situation. Yeah. You know, that's a feeling that I'm getting.
Already it's going wrong.
because they and you know what again we can point out for me what I see already is happening. Another person was arrested. God knows if it's the right person or not, I don't know, but they are saying is that
one suspect is
guess where how the person was arrested.
How?
Through the stop and search by I think JMPD, who were very alert, and then they were able to identify this person, and then you see already we are going. I mean, that not unless you are not in social media, as a criminal that okay, or you are implicated in this, your face has been shown, and then you are found in stop and search.
And a stop and
let me make an example. This other time there, I was driving from a certain place. Let me put it like this: from a certain store.
Yeah.
So I went with a person who was plumbing for me.
Yeah.
I'm talking about something that happened a couple of days. Could be this month or last month.
Mm-hmm.
So what is happening? There was a stop and search. Actually, also checking of licenses, whether you have any tickets and all that.
Okay.
So this other gentleman I'm following is driving a car, and there is a passenger to that car. So in that stop and search, I think also the issue of no, but they're not even dealing with that issue. So this person got scared.
Okay.
That it's a stop and search that has Home Affairs because there was a queue.
Yes.
A long queue.
Yes.
What he did, he just jumped off the car as it was standing and walked on the opposite road. No, not backward.
Oh, on the opposite road.
He jumped the road, yes, and then worked towards the police, but walking.
Okay.
So that means the car that he was driving on, he will find it. No. There was a driver. The driver was cool. I think he had papers.
Okay.
This person, I think he didn't have papers, and he was from the construction by the looks of things. So he walked down the opposite road, but going towards where the car is going either way.
Yes. I see.
Yeah. So by the time we reach the police, the guy is already off the car. So I'm saying stop and search. Normally they are queues. People have time to react, and you don't react.
You are
not unless it's a stop and search that
arrested.
You are the first car. You don't have time to jump.
Yeah, you don't have time to react.
But I guess everything has to go wrong. You understand? That's what I'm trying to say. But if it's a stop and search that you can see.
Stop and search is reminding me of how accused number one got arrested in the first place.
Yes.
It was also with a stop and search.
Was it a stop and search?
Before the other ones. I guess he was arrested in 2019.
Yes.
And then again in 2020. So when they arrested him in 2019, they described it as a stop and search. They said that that's how they found the illegal substances on him. Remember, he's convicted for having illegal substances in his possession and ammunition.
Yes.
So when they found those, it was a stop and search. Somehow they managed to stop and search him at his home. But yeah, that's a topic for another day.
For another day. So I guess that's where we are at. When it comes
Zenzu. And I see people are reluctant with it. They are reluctant with our coverage on it. Let me tell you, something is cooking there.
Very much so. Very much so.
And considering that it's the same vicinity, it's Pretoria.
It's Pretoria, yes. You know how things are in Pretoria. For me, that's the worst place you could find yourself at when you are against the law.
I used to tell people this, and they didn't believe me.
It's a very scary place to be at. I'm telling you.
You'll be traumatized.
You don't want to find yourself there. Or any case that drags you to that area.
To that district.
It could be that we are caught in Joburg because Batingale Umthetho Ind.
Yes.
It has no limit. But if you have a case that drags you back to Pretoria, you've got to pray. You've got to start praying. If you
Prayers.
didn't do it, or whether you did it, or just start praying.
Pray.
And if it is not investigated by the normal, let me not say even the normal police. If your case drags you to Pretoria, you are in trouble.
Pray. A lot is going on in Pretoria. Okay. So yes, the media referred to it as this large attempt to get out of prison because they made this application after they were convicted, right? Recall how Judge Ramuhala was asking the defense counsel of accused 1 and 2 if they laid any charges against the police, if they're saying that they were tortured.
Yes.
And were forced to make those confessions.
I mean, in the census case.
And then Advocate Mgomezulu and Advocate Nisi said that they will deal with the matter in due course. And now I'm highlighting that with Krejcir's matter, he also dealt with it in due course. And
at the later stage.
After getting convicted. And these are the kind of opinions that came.
Yeah, from that. So Bundanzina must expect that opinion also.
Yeah.
They must expect that opinion that they are, it's a last ditch attempt to escape prison.
Yes,
they must expect that type of writing.
Yeah, in Krejcir's case, they waited after their conviction to make this application and file this case with IPID, and that made them look honestly like they're only doing it because they got a guilty verdict. So that is what it seemed like at the time. But now I would say maybe if the application for the IPID can get spearheaded or started, as this case is ongoing with Senzo's case,
yes,
if they can just warm up and start, with that application.
I think the problem is that with Senzo's case, I understand where they come from, in a sense that it is something that will stretch you, because you are alone. Remember how Nisi was stretched between.
One thing I can bet on is that IPID will not.
It seems as if they would not entertain it.
Yeah.
I know.
Just put the application, because I'm not betting my horses on IPID actively investigating in it. That's
the problem with that also is that what if IPID comes back and say, we don't find any evidence and the case is closed?
You can always appeal.
And then the judges uses that. You know how it is. It's like...
the judge will use it. Okay.
Was that case closed? Was that case closed?
Yeah, I
so
see what
it
you
gives
mean.
Them
and
more
they will
ammunition.
Be motivated,
yes.
IPID, even though with other
yes.
cases they are slow, but they will be motivated to come to a conclusion with that because it helps our comrade. Allegedly. So in this application also, Radovan Krejcir and his co-accused were claiming that the former police commissioner, Ria Pierre, guys, we once had a female police commissioner, and it was around the time that Senzo Meyiwa as incident happened. She's the one who was briefing the media about the case at the beginning before they arrested Zamukuhle Mpata.
Before Krejcir's tour?
Yeah, before Krejcir's tour. Yes, before Krejcir's tour. What an interesting time to be alive. Yes. Yes, some of us used to see that and look forward to it and be like, wow, a woman in such a powerful position. And remember, it was after Jackie Sleeby got arrested.
Oh, yeah,
And then they put Ria Pierre in that position. It was very interesting times. So she's implicated in this case that IPID case that Krejcir filed in 2019. And her former top cops allegedly were being accused of fabricating information, and that they had coached witnesses for 3 whole months to get behind bars, to get them, our Krejcir, behind bars. Yes.
Yeah.
This claim was against Pierre, former head of detectives, Vinesh Munu, and Colonel Nkosana Kila Khimba. And is contained in more than 90 questions the independent police investigator Investigative Directorate, IPID, sent to 3 Crime Intelligence Division officers in January 2019. So at the time, IPID said that they were taking the claims so seriously that the officers had been asked to respond to warning statements, the final step before being criminally charged and prosecuted. Now, these questions that IPID sent, they sent them to Captain Candice Krejcir, Warrant Officer Desmond Campbell, and Captain Bongani Yende. And these questions were based on affidavits IPID obtained from Krejcir's co-accused in the case of the abduction and torture of Bheki Lukele.
Yeah.
The same torture that now Bheki is saying, of course, under oath, it never happened. And also in these questions, Ramuhala, he was, I think, a captain at the time, Captain Ramuhala, and Captain Mabuti, and Bongani. Was he a captain then? Captain Bongani,
yes. He was a captain.
Yeah, Gininda. He also got these questions, apparently, allegedly, sent to him. And they were that of the affidavits from Sboni Somia, who was accused of being a hitman under Radovan Krejcir's payroll.
The taxi owner.
Yes. And Desai Lupondo, who was said to be an illegal substance dealer, also under Krejcir's payroll, who was also beaten and tortured to confess, as it was proven in court.
One more thing that is very interesting about this case that we probably also have to mention is the taxi involvement.
Oh, the taxi
industry. There's always a taxi industry involved, and mostly you find that the people that were there in that case, they also are claiming that they work for what do they call this, taxi
violence
prevention, what yes, unit. And there's always a taxi industry there. I mean, this time it's an direct owner of these taxis, but there is, in a sense, a group of people that will be arrested that are coming from or are linked to taxi violence and all that. That's another thing that you also have to look at.
Is linked to taxi violence. His previous case that he's convicted for is that of taxi violence.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If one was to assume is that if the people was to assume that these people are innocent, or these people, it's not entirely. That's why people are conflicted, and I must say this: people are always going to be conflicted because you find that it's not entirely people who are not dented in a way, who do not have history of certain things, but it's always those around those people who have history of maybe if at some point they've killed and they're serving their sentence for that. So it's never a situation where it's rare. Like in our opinion, that we feel that, for example, Ntanzi probably was the cleanest as they come. Yeah. So that's an issue. You know, it's never a pure clean person, in a sense. It's a person that we have history with. Maybe SAPS had put this person on some what we call it. We are looking after you. We are checking if you are doing certain things. We are investigating. It's normally that case. But what the problem is, in my opinion, what I see normally happening is that it's investigation is not done properly. You know, we want to get you, we will get you however we want to get you. That's a feeling you get. Yes. You know, we will do anything to get you.
If they want you. It doesn't matter whether you are guilty or not, or whether you did it or not. If they
will find something that they will say, this is something, in my opinion, that we can pin. You know, because already your name is, you know.
You are affiliated with crime. Criminal activities.
Yes.
So even
if it means that we take some couple of people that are really clean, then take them down. People who are living innocent life, take them down. As long as we get into you, we will get into you. That's a feeling you get about some of the investigations that you hear about in these big cases.
And this speaks perhaps maybe to the lack of investigating as a skill overall.
And then
I don't think it's being polished.
And then these days we are hearing a lot of prosecutor-led.
When
it sounds like something that you're gonna be using in the near future to say it was why didn't you investigate so and so? It was prosecutor-led. And then you find that the prosecutor who was part of the group that were helping you is there, and it's not gonna be us. It's not gonna be put on stand to say, but
how can they? It wouldn't make sense.
So that's what is very interesting for me.
So yes, Desai Lupondo is the person who said that they were beaten and tortured to make a confession, and it was proven in the very same trial of Radovan Krejcir in court, and his confession was taken by Brigadier Gininda in the Radovan Krejcir case. So within a trial, they managed to prove that indeed he was telling the truth when he said he was being tortured. I explained in the last video how that came about. So other affidavits also came from former crime intelligence agent Nandi Nkosi, as well as former police officers who are said to be under Radovan Krejcir's payroll in the trial. Samuel Saddam Maruping, Ian Mufukeng, as well as Jeff Nturane. I've told you guys about them already. Yeah. Now, recall also that Bheki Lukele said that he felt guilty after going to the victim offender dialogue in December and decided now he's going to spill the beans, right? So all of these former accused persons were separately accusing several police officers of corruption, perjury, and defeating the ends of justice by extracting evidence which led to them being jailed through torture. Now, torture is also a thing with regard to the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Besides the torture that accused number 1 is alleging and accused number 2 are alleging, they received to sign, or they signed the confessions, or are said to have signed the confessions. They are saying that they were doing it under torture conditions.
The police.
Obviously, the police are saying otherwise. A court ruled that also it was unconstitutional to have kept accused number 3, Mthobisi Ncube, in solitary confinement for 4 years, which came to the conclusion that that was also torture. So torture is a theme, in this 2 cases. Yeah. So torture is illegal, and evidence obtained through it is inadmissible
in court.
Yes. So apparently IPID in 2019 obtained warning statements from Krejcir, Yende, and Campbell. And their warning statements formed part of a larger investigation that was launched in August of 2018 into allegations that Krejcir and his co-accused were jailed after being tortured for evidence. So notice how it's only 3 police officers who responded to the warning statements.
Yes.
Out of the many investigators that are counted for you guys. I think there were 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken. So, IPID began its investigation.
And you must also look at the fact that in a trial within a trial, there were things that were scraped out because they were not obtained properly, right?
Yes, like the recording Magistrate Grunier had
done. No, I'm talking about on Krejcir's case.
Oh, in Krejcir's case.
Yes. Was the people that were part of the investigation team, did they respond, those people? Those ones that eventually their evidence was scrapped out?
No, they didn't respond to the warning statements that IPID issued.
You see, it's not. I don't find that being a coincidence, in my opinion. That the people that you are supposed to investigate does not include the ones that their evidence was looked at and in court and they find that there's enough evidence to say actually there was a certain system that you guys use to obtain this evidence. But the IP does not include those people.
So IPID began its investigation after Krejcir deposed a 17-page affidavit. It was a long affidavit. And I want my hands on that affidavit. I want to see it.
That would be very interesting to have it.
I want it in full. Not in abstracts. Ngifuna yonke. Also known as Colonel Nkosana Killer Klimba. You know, this 17-page affidavit was claiming that Klimba and the other officers who tortured him when he was arrested in 2013 were torturing him. So the statements presented before IPID appeared to suggest that at the time, the state was so desperate to get Krejcir behind bars that the plan to do so went right to the top of the SA Police Service. However, there are those who dismiss the statements entirely, saying that Krejcir or Krejcir's henchmen, the people that follow him or his workers or followers who are prepared to even commit crimes and engage in violence by way of service to him, henchmen will do whatever it takes to get out of jail.
They will do whatever it takes to get him out of jail.
To get him out and to also get out of jail.
Yeah.
Because they were arrested with him, right? One of the statements that were sent to the 3 crime intelligence officers included Lupondo, the one who was whose Brigadier Gininda took their confession, alleging that the state witness by the name of Peter Msimang wanted to reveal the truth about how evidence was fabricated to incriminate them, and that the people who were involved were Pierre, Mono, Klimba, Captain Bongani Gininda, Captain Walter Mabuti, Captain Freddy Ramuhala, and a certain crime intelligence agent by the name of Desmond Campbell. Captain Freddy Ramuhala is the one who we established in the last video as a retired officer who used to work with Brigadier Gininda in the cold case unit.
Yeah.
He also assisted in the investigation of CAS 636 at the beginning.
Yes.
That is according to Brigadier Gininda's testimony in court before his retirement, of course. And whom also Beki Lukele is now saying that he's actually the one who coached him to lie under oath and to testify non-existent kidnapping that was said to have taken place. I mean, this man was saying that he was being shown pictures and videos of Krejcir and this other black man.
So that they could be pointing in court.
In court, so that he could point. Remember, he also pointed. He did a point out in court.
Remember how the cousin of Meiwa, Sfiso Meiwa,
the cousin.
Yeah, is it the cousin?
Cousin is Siyabonga Mia.
Yeah. How he said he didn't feel right that Tumelo, it seems as if he had the map of the Spaza house, the plan of Spaza house in his head. Oh, he knew
floor
it.
Plan. He knew it. He even had a 72-page exercise to get out and draw it. La kitchen, la stove, la nyango, lo phuma ngase kitchen, la camera lekhela shona la
yeah, he was like he was at school and trying to understand that plan. Yes, but it hinges towards that thing.
Yeah, that's strange. A house you were there for like a minimum of 2 hours,
and things happened there, and then
is strange.
And you went to hide after or.
And you were traumatized.
And
most
you were
of the
traumatized.
time.
That was the first time you saw the bedrooms actually when you were hiding.
Yes.
So it would be the first time you got inside one of them.
And he didn't even sleep there. Remember, they went to Kelly's place, Kelly and Senzo's place in Malbarton.
Yes.
So for him to know the floor plan,
like,
it's weird.
That's what cousin of Sfiso was saying.
It's very weird. It's unusual. That's all I'm going to say. It's unusual. Okay. And now we also have Mabuti now.
Yes, yes.
Mabuti is another police officer. And I could not help but recall that I heard this name of Mabuti being mentioned by
Somewhere.
Brigadier Gininda in his very long answers when he was giving testimony in the Senzo Miwa trial. I told you guys, like, this over-talking thing when you're testifying.
You end up...
Over-talking is not a good thing when you're testifying in court.
Yeah, it is. It is not.
So I see people were praising him. He's intelligent and whatnot, but
yeah, I can imagine. This man has been testifying, eh?
Just answer the question. Give direct answers.
And it'll be
Don't do
interesting. It will be interesting to compare the testimony then with the current one. To hear how he was answering the
In
questions
Krejcir's
then.
case.
Yes.
Maybe we should do it. Get it somewhere where he was.
Yeah, if we can.
I've been seeing a video or something like that. I saw a video. Was it on TikTok? I saw a video on TikTok.
If it's full video, then
I don't think it's full, but if we can track the date and stuff, we can find it. We can find it, but I don't think the trial was being broadcast fully like Senzo's case. No, it was just highlights that were being reported. Yeah. So also turns out that Captain Mabuti is the police officer who took down Mr. Hlophe's statement back in 2016.
Hlophe the cousin.
Hlophe, the brother-in-law.
The brother-in-law of Sfiso.
Of Senzo, yes. Sfiso and Senzo, yes. Yes. On the 27th of October 2016, that's when Captain Mabuti went to take the statement in KZN. So according to Brigadier Gininda's testimony, that controversial statement, it was alleged to have disappeared, and it resulted in Warrant Officer Makuba and Colonel Buthelezi opening docket 375 of 2019, wherein it is alleged that Brigadier Gininda in that docket is said to be an accused person.
Okay.
Along with all the people that were in the house, but it is said that Brigadier Gininda in that docket, allegedly, he was accused of defeating the ends of justice. He was accused of having made Mr. Hlophe's statement disappear. And that statement was crucial.
And it came back.
Yes, it was crucial because it says that Dumelo called Mr. Hlophe after the incident.
And he said
that Zilongwe and Zandi were fighting.
And Senzo was shot.
Yes.
Which they have reduced it into hearsay evidence.
Yeah.
Because they investigated through an answer of there was no such call. It ended there.
And it's hearsay because they're trying maybe to say that anyone else should not testify on what they heard. So Mr. Hlophe is not even being called by the state to come testify.
Because it's hearsay. He's going to be testifying on what he heard.
On what he heard. Not what he saw. So, yeah, of course, Brigadier Gininda denies ever stealing that statement, as it was introduced just before we adjourned for
and it was introduced. It came back now. It came back in full force. Yeah.
And we can also recall from Brigadier Gininda's testimony that he had testified that the statement was taken by Captain Mabuti. And then
this statement came in many ways now. It was taken by others. That's a problem. It is coming as a duplicate of some sort.
I'm going to speculate. I'm speculating. Can I speculate?
You can speculate.
It's a speculation. I'm not saying that that's what happened. Because if the statement had disappeared and perhaps maybe destroyed, is there a possibility that it could have been rewritten again? Looking at the...
only Mr. Hlophe himself can come and say, yeah, this statement is not how I put it down, it's not how I remember. That's why it is important for him to come, even though they're gonna say hearsay, don't say what you heard, but to come and just affirm the statements, so many statements that he wrote. I'm sure he still remembers them. It's not like he's a police. He goes to court all the time and writes statements. This is something you'd remember because the incident was big. So even if it's 4 of those from different policies, but you will be able to look at and say, but this is not how it was listed. It was written last time I checked.
I hear you. And also, you have to imagine that he must come and verify that statement himself. And I cannot get over the first time the statement was brought up, the one that was in 375 by Advocate Mshololo during cross-examination. I think it was of Tumelo Madlala before De Novo. I'm talking about before De Novo. And coming back to De Novo, now when Advocate Mshololo tried to do the same thing and bring it up, she was told that it's double hearsay or something like that. And then how Tumelo was so relieved. I could hear
I remember how,
and the
he was
excitement.
Hey.
I cannot get over that. I'm like, why are you so happy?
He was happy about the that statement being denied in that court.
Yeah, so now it had to come back again because the current witness who's testifying, Brigadier Gininda, is accused in the other docket.
But then the chance of asking that question or probing on that direction with Tumelo, it was forgone because I mean, unless Mnisi can call him back.
Yeah, unless Advocate Mnisi can recall him. Since the Mr. Hlophe statement has been brought up again, and the Section 205s of Tumelo's phone will also help assist.
Very much. Because it's saying, no, my phone was off.
They'll be very helpful. Yes.
The Section 205 of Tumelo's phone would be very interesting if it was ever pulled.
If it was ever pulled.
Because I've never heard of it, right?
It has never been brought up in
I've
court.
never heard of that Section 205. I've never heard of the other Section 205 of the other 12. It will be very interesting to see whether the phone was off or not. Just that for starters.
And during the time of the taking down of Mr. Hlophe's statement in 2016, Brigadier Gininda said that Hlophe was interviewed by Captain Mabuti in his presence. He said he's not the one who took the statement. Captain Mabuti is the one who was doing the writing. He was writing down the statement. And Brigadier Gininda also said that the statement was given to him after Captain Mabuti wrote it, and he's the one who inserted it on the investigation file, where he said he marked on top with his handwriting. He said the statement was never removed by him at any stage until the case docket was given by his team to Colonel Shibiri for further investigation. And when he was reappointed by the former minister Begicele and the then National Commissioner General Ketla Stole to revisit the said investigation, the said statement was still in the docket. When the docket was given to them by previous investigation team, copies of the docket were given to 4 members of the investigation team, Lieutenant Colonel Buthelezi, Lieutenant Colonel Ramuhala, and Warrant Officer Makubo, and later on, Advocate Sirepo from DPP KZN. So it turns out Captain Mabuti is also a police officer who has worked with Brigadier Gininda before on Radovan Krejcir's case.
Yes.
And he's also being mentioned with this case in particular of 636, wherein he's the one who took the statement of Mr. Hlophe.
And then the others who have not worked with Brigadier Gininda, as we haven't found so far a case of Warrant Officer Makubo working with Gininda, we have not found a case of Butelis. Maybe it's there, we don't know. I mean, these people could have been working for longer than we even imagine. So, but it seems as if it would seem, from where I'm standing, as far as the census case is concerned, that they are being ousted in that now they are no longer part of this case. And it's funny because they were supposed to work together, and for some weird reasons they stopped working together, as they've explained. I can't repeat. But I don't see that with the people that he has worked with before. That does not happen. Like your Mabuti, they retire gracefully, and their statement is able to be relayed by him. That is something also that is worrying me. That, okay, these are the only new people that we have not had you working with, and they are villains. I would assume same as those police that were villains at the time who were eventually arrested with Krejcir.
They were not arrested. I don't think they...
No, I'm talking about the police that went to jail with
the
Krejcir.
who were accused.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, Bo Makubo dealt with the case that he was facing, remember?
Yes, he was facing a very hectic case.
Hectic one, yes. That was also... We covered it, if you have.
We covered it.
So, it could have been a proper repeat of what happened in Krejcir if he was arrested. If he was ever arrested, now he could be, right now, I would assume, in Senzo's case, he would be that, because it felt like he was being painted as this person who was stopping things from happening when Zungu was testifying that they just didn't want him to testify about that. It seems as if that is how if he was arrested for the other case, we could be talking things like that.
And also, so now we can see that it seems that it's not only Ramuhala who has worked with Brigadier Gininda in a similar case before. It's also Captain Mabuti too.
Yes.
Who took down Mr. Hlophe's statement in the company of Brigadier Gininda. So, another claim in Lupondo's affidavit was that Lupondo alleged that Msimango, indicated that there was a workshop that took place for 3 months that was preparing witnesses to court, and that the workshop was at Ria Pierre's office.
The
former police commissioner.
Again, Ketla's office.
The workshop was to coach or inform witnesses on what to say in court to falsely incriminate them during the trial.
Where did this guy, Zungu's father, Absalom?
At Brigadier's office in Pretoria North.
And where is that office? Where was that office at the time?
It was in Pretoria North.
Wasn't it Ketla's in the same house as the commission? You said he was working.
There is one by Arcadia. The commissioner office there of the CPS is there in Pretoria by Arcadia. And then there's a police station that it seems Brigadier Gininda works from a lot. It's in Pretoria North. So I don't know whether... he said the commissioner's office.
Yes.
He said the commissioner's office is not the one in Pretoria North. No, it's the commissioner's office in Pretoria.
The very important witness also.
Yeah, who's literally this case is standing on the back of.
Now we are told about Ria Pierre's
not
office.
Absalom Zungu's father, Sizwe Zungu's father, Absalom Zungu. Yes, Absalom Zungu is the one right now who the state's case is heavily
relying on. Yes.
So And Lupondo also told IPIT that Msimangu had been paid 300,000 rands for his testimony, but did not say who paid him. So it seems like Peter Msimangu, who was one of the witnesses in Radovan Krejcir's case, came clean to Lupondo. I don't know how, I don't know where. However, Lupondo's affidavit was saying that he did. Now, 300,000 rands is an amount that's also familiar.
So, and also, it will be very interesting with Ibegagala, and I would assume that it's not hard cash, right? It will be very heavy.
I doubt it's hard cash.
Yeah. So, something that you you probably would see in how he spent. He can be investigated, that person. If there was like proper investigation channels.
So now 300,000 rands is a familiar figure we've heard before, because around 2020, Moses Bia's family, when they did the interview with Newsroom Africa, they said that Moses Bia said and told them that he was offered 300,000 rands to take the fall and plead guilty in this Nzomiwa case.
It's common amount. Very common.
We've got 3,300,000. This is strange.
Seems as if someone is doing
too
copy
much
and
of
paste.
a coincidence. And then IPIT spokesperson Moses Lamini at the time.
And 3 million is not paid.
3 million is not paid. 300,000 is paid.
It's paid,
But with
according
case,
to this guy.
Lupondo. But with this case of Senzo Meiwa, both of them are not paid, and we obviously know why, because they're saying no. And they're not witnesses. This one was a witness who got 300,000 rands allegedly. He was a witness. He wasn't an accused.
Yeah.
So with Mosi, he's standing there as an accused and he's saying, no, I did not do it. I'm not guilty.
Yeah.
So IP spokesperson Moses Lamine at the time confirmed that they were investigating cases of defeating the ends of justice, fraud, corruption, and torture. It has been, I would say, 6 years now, since 2019.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen any feedback on those investigations. I would keep waiting.
Not see.
So the spokesperson at the time said that there were multiple suspects. Witness statements were obtained from Krejcir's co-accused and suspect officers from crime intelligence, the SA Police Service and Tactical Response Team. Tactical Response Team sounds familiar.
Yeah.
We've heard the police officers, some of them who were testifying in the Senzumewa case, they were working for Tactical Response Team. I remember it. He also said that warning statements were obtained from most of the suspects. However, Ramuhala, Shimba, and the others, including Brigadier Gininda, no, not Brigadier Gininda, with Brigadier Gininda's case is not the same as Ramuhala and Klimba. Ramuhala and Klimba declined to give warning statements. So Brigadier Gininda, Captain Mabuti, Captain Ramuhala, and the rest, they also did not give their warning statements. So we don't know whether they declined or whether they just ignored the request. We don't know. But they didn't give their warning statements either. Because the only people that did give their warning statements or answered questions to the warning statements were Captain Candice Kotsia, Warrant Officer Desmond Campbell, and Captain Bongani Yende. Only.
Yeah.
So the spokesperson has also said that once the investigation is concluded, the investigation officer or the investigating officers will make his statement and forward the docket to the National Prosecuting Authority for a decision on prosecution. Dlamini said more witnesses were coming forward and IPID was obtaining their statements. This is 2019. Pierre declined to comment, Ria Pierre, former police commissioner, referring all the questions to the police. Because in 2019, she was already out. She was no longer the police commissioner.
Yeah.
Klimba, who resigned from the Crime Intelligence Division in August. This is August of 2018.
Yeah.
To become Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality Security Chief, declined to comment. but said that he was ready to testify in court. Police spokesperson Brigadier Vishnu Naidu said that they were not at liberty to comment on such a matter, but if there is indeed an investigation, the police will cooperate within their ambits of the law. And in his statement to IPIT, Mia, who was reportedly Krejcir's favorite hitman, claimed that in about 2011, he was part of a gang that committed a series of robberies across the country and received protection from rogue crime intelligence agents. He claimed that rogue officials included Klimba, Morris, KGB Chabalala, Yende, Campbell, and Nkosi. Mia claimed that the police officers used to provide them with information on investigations about their robberies or the robberies that they were committing. He said that they would then organize some other members and the police would escort them to commit some of the robberies around the country. The money would be collected and given to the group leader, Klimba. So the above groups of the police were protecting them from being arrested after the robberies where they were committing. So Klimba was not coming to these robberies.
Yeah.
He was only represented there by Pumlani and KGB Chabalala. So Mia claimed that in 2013, Klimba and the other police officers arrested and tortured him while questioning him about the death of a Lebanese illegal substance dealer, Sem Issa, in 2013, and asked him to testify against Krejcir.
Yeah.
So he said, in all my cases, the state does not have any evidence against me. This is Mia who wrote this, the one who's alleged to be an Inkabi.
Yeah.
Adding that the state often relied on witnesses who had been offered immunity from prosecution. So in February 2015, Mia, Krejcir, and 2 others were charged with Issa's murder and they went to trial. So this is a whole case.
This
now
Issa guy was a substance also
dealer.
Yeah.
Is saying that they are accusing Mia of being the one who took him out since he was Krejcir's number 1 Nkabi. Remember, he's also a taxi
owner, yes.
So speaking of Radovan Krejcir's case, there's also an extract, Mr. Anonymous. I don't know whether we'll go through that extract in another episode because I feel like we've been talking. It's been an hour now.
Yeah, it's been an hour, yes.
Should I pause here, you guys, and then we'll continue next time?
Maybe you should pause.
Because I want to open the lines as well. So
yeah, it's 3 o'clock. It's 3:05 in the morning.
Rather we'll open them on the next episode, but then we'll keep.
But we can just, if there
take
is
at least
one,
5 or 2.
Oh yeah, we can take 1 or 2, and then
if they are available, of course.
Because we're already late.
But I'll have to come back to speak on Radovan Krejcir's affidavit.
Yo, you definitely come.
very
Get that chance. Yes. Right, Mina, I'm gonna do this. Go back and say thank you to Klau, our member, was the first to comment on this live comment, and then Maletsana Nkala, thank you. Spamandla Ubega, thank you. And let me take this. Mzansi, hello. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hi, can you reduce the volume of the behind you? At the back?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
There's a bit of a lag.
Yes, okay, cool.
Guys, you're still doing a very good job. It's just super excellent. And
Thank you.
I've been trying to think as to how this can be extended to places where such exposure has never been a reality, so that, quite an amount of what you're presenting, whichever way you choose to, it's very important.
Yeah.
Angazi mangacela ukukhuluma isiZulu.
Hayi ungasikhuluma akunankinga.
Masingakhumbula ubufakazi bukaSifiso.
Yeah.
Umfaka Meyiwa. At some point he did mention ukuthi he knows for a fact that someone was paid. That's a bullet point.
Yeah.
And he said at some point the payment did stop. Was abantu that entangle themselves kulento leyenzakalayo.
Yeah.
The payment stopped. So isisele nabo ukuthi manje bazoyixazulula kanjani yabo.
Yeah.
Lento lena wethu ukukhuluma iqiniso nje involve nama drugs yabo. Lento mawungathi isondela kahle iyabasondela nabo Krejcir izinto i-operation mfethu kune syndicate mfethu mina ngokukholelwa kwami serious mangabe ungakhumbula nokuthi amanye amagama ukuthi nje ungeke ngenze ngiwabale ngoba nami ngiyisaba ngithebo kodwa nje mangabe kuthiwa uconnect ama-dots kahle ulalele amagama abalwa wotifu ulalele amagama abalwa yibo laba abashoyo ama-prosecutor khona lapha e-court uma bekukhulunywa ngokuthi eyi ubani bani washo mhlawumbe into ekanjeni yabo bese kuthiwa no futhi ne-affidavit why le affidavit ikhona eyalo umuntu kanjalo upfront ukuthi uma bekuthiwa mhlawumbe kukhona i-defense counsel ethi no kunomuntu owakhuluma into ekanje umuntu mhlawumbe igama lakhe likhulu yangithi yabona bese kuthiwa no kune-affidavit ekanjena lo muntu lo wayiproducer ayishiwongo leyo nto leyo.
No, ngiyakuthola
angithi yabo ukuthi nje nami phinde ngiyisabele kodwa mfethu uma ngabe nje uconnect ama-dots into nje yokuplot i-graph mfethu ka-standard 10 uvele ubone ukuthi mfethu lento eyenzakala mfethu ayikho yabo sebeyayivikela mfethu bodwa and lento mfethu goes way beyond nje ukuthi kuze kuhlupheke nje mfethu nabantu mfethu ngento engekho angithi yabo because mabubuka nje mhlawumbe usenze indlela ebezama ngayo kubo lento nje ibhlungu mfethu yazi lento lena nje yazi khombisa ukuthi yabona mina njengami nje anginayo ingane mina njengami but mabucabangela umuntu onayo bese kuthi uhambe ngalendlela kanjena kodwa nje kuthulekile mfethu umthetho awenzi lutho it hurts and uvele ubone nje ukuthi ayi futhi silesigangeni yabona nje kahle kahle mathiwa nje mhlawumbe iyabekeka ngesiZulu mhlawumbe esizwakalayo kahle kodwa kukho right mfethu siphethwe nje ama-extraterrestrial kind of beings umuntu osengenawo unembeza ukuthi awukhulumeke iqiniso ukuthi nakho kwenzakela nabo laba involved ney'ngane zakhona bese mina hayi ngangamthintelani ngoba nami ngisupport ukuthi ngisupport inkatha angifuni ukulibiza leli gama ukuthi wathi usupportana kube ubaba khona naye usupport inkatha futhi yabo angijabona idota lihlangana lapho ngicela ukuyibamba lapho ngiyabonga iqiniso nje abalikhulume nabo nje mhlawumbe bangakhona ukulala ebusuku mhlawumbe yabo angazi
Yeah.
mhlawumbe nje kodwa bangakhona nje ukulala nje ebusuku
Yeah.
ngicela ukuyibamba imfishane
Siyabonga. Thank you.
That's the sum up.
Oh, just a summary. I didn't even feel like translating.
You didn't.
Well,
Maybe because of the how
the
heaviness of it.
I
Yeah,
get
let's
that.
leave it like that. Sorry, guys.
I don't want to be pointing fingers at anybody.
All is alleged and all is, I mean, the views
And
of
opinions of the callers.
of
They're
a caller,
not
not
that
they're not
of
ours.
Mzansi
We don't share
reality.
such, right? Just to continue, Mabuti, Lola, thank you, our member. Nomcebo Qamile Dlangamandla uthi ke it's been a while ukuthi nje asibambe asithole lisi live botho siyabonga. Thank you very much uthi Dumelan family just came to drop my like. Thank you
Thank
for that.
you.
John, good morning. Nat was here and
Hi, Nat.
Adi Dumelan Momzansi. Siyabonga Mbogazi, siyabonga. M2C at morning. Bese kuba uhlawu, our member, thank you very much. They will be cooking the case just like yeah, I'm not gonna finish. Ngoba kunjalo vele, you know how it is. Sizwe 18. Hey, Sizwe, it's been a while since you got us live. Thank you very much for being with us. Hi guys, I just want to check my YouTube. I just checking my YouTube, and here you are. How are you doing, everyone? Yes, Yapila Tinangapa Sizwe. We hope now you are okay on that side. And then John was mentioned. Bihad was also mentioned. Katid, thank you very much for joining us. Setanjalo. There were not many people commenting. Marcus, thank you. Peterson, thank you very much. Setlenjalo. Mlungis, Jonas, Ntokozo Mbata. Siyabonga bafowethu Phumlani Buthelezi. But please like family. Please like. Remember to like, guys. 143. Please remember to like. Don't forget to like the video. Thank you. And
Don't forget to like. So that our family members, the morning gang, can see the video.
Owen Komani, molweni bahlobo. Siyabonga Owen. Sehla nje njalo. Sibheka ukuthi ubani Cindy uthi morning fam finally caught you live for the very first time this year. Yebo siyabonga Cindy. Our member. Siyabonga.
Thank you so much.
Even though you didn't catch us live, but you still remain a member. Thank you.
Yes.
Siqhubeke nje njalo sibone ukuthi ubani singaka mention okhona Sibusiso Sihlali siyabonga. Colin Vavidal siyabonga Colin. Oh, it's been a while I called that name. Mabui. I once wrote on your platform that this is about, this is your opinion. It's your opinion. It remains your opinion. You don't share. Tembelani Kanye. Yebo, I'm also here listening and reading comments. Siyabonga Tembelani Kanye. God bless you. City Oma Mnisi. Morning, beautiful family. Ntokozo Mbele, our member. I was disappointed with. I thought that he was going to place these guys inside the Spaza house. He failed dismally. No witness did. Right? Ushonjalo Ntokozo uthi nje akhamzananga.
Kahle.
Oh, Mr. Anonymous, John Maholane, John Tangiqedela igama lesibongo. Ngithi nje John Maholane. Siyabonga John. God bless you. Bafowethu, thank you very much for everyone who participated. Let's just press the like button so that this video continues to reach other people that are part of this member, part of this group. And remember, We still have membership that we would like to see you joining, and it is assisting us. Remember, we still need you to subscribe if you haven't, so that you can be able to access these comments. These comments are for people who subscribed. And again, our moderators, thank you very much, Ned. And I can't mention all of you because now I forget some of you, but I only see you when I see you. But thank you again for being with us here. Ned comes in many ways, in any case, in this channel. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. It's a bye from me.
Bye, guys.